Hi and welcome back to my channel for another art journaling video. Today I'm playing with the Stabilo Woodys in the Dina Wakley Media Journal. I have primed the page I'm working on with Aquaground because otherwise you cannot blend the woodies very well because the pigments will sink into that paper. It's a really nice and interesting paper. It's almost like a fabric, but you have to prime it when you want to work on top with water-soluble crayons. I'm just working intuitively and I scribble the colors all over the page. If you don't have the woodies, you can also use the scribble sticks or the Neocolor crayons, for example. Even the Gelatos or the distress crayons would work. I'm blending the colors with Gesso. This lightens them up and also makes them permanent. And you have to be a little bit careful not to create mud, so don't mix everything all together. Start with the cooler tones and then clean the brush in between and then keep on mixing. This backing paper where I clean my brush is also a really nice one when it's done, and you can use it for collaging, for example. You could also use another art journal spread and just clean your brush and create the background with that, so you have two backgrounds at once. The gesso that I'm using is the normal Liquitex gesso. It's not super heavy and it works perfect to prime pages or for this purpose. I've tried this with my heat tool and now I go on top with the woodies again and add some more color. The woodies will blend super good on this background because it's gessoed and you can just use your fingers, for example, to blend them. And here I just dip my finger into water and then I blend the colors. As always, I have a blog post for this project and there you can see some close-up images. I will link this up in the video description. I'm going in with some red and I just decide to paint a rainbow, and I just use the woodies and I paint into the still wet background. That works pretty nice. I'm working pretty intuitive here. I have no real plan where I want to go with this page. I just draw this rainbow and I add color, and I really love how intense they are and how bright the page is. I added the black because I want to have a high contrast that always makes a page look interesting. In Bavaria, the holidays are starting today, because I'm recording this voiceover on Thursday, and today there is the last day of school, and I believe I will not have the time to make 3 videos a week, so I will take kind of a summer break and will just publish 2 videos a week on my YouTube channel. And I also already want to mention that I will close the store from August 11 until September, I believe September 11. I don't have a calendar in mind, so I have to check that out, but we will be closed for about 4 weeks. That means you can place an order, but we start shipping not earlier than in September. So you will find all the information in my store about the holidays soon. Now I'm going in with my gesso again, and I use a brush to apply it to certain areas. I want to create some really white spots here, and that also increases the contrast again, which makes the page more interesting. Gives it also more of a painted look. So this is something you could also do on a canvas, for example. When that gesso has dried, I go in with even more color and just play until I'm happy with the result. Also add a little bit of stamping to create some more interest on the page. Here I'm using one of the doodle borders and I just play with Archival ink. I also use that grid texture background and I'm using a turquoise ink that matches the area on the top left corner, and I just stamp it randomly to the page. I add even more texture in the same color using a mixed media stamp. I have linked up all the stamps I've used in the video description. I wanted to have the flower from my Flowers Gone Wild stamp set on the left side of the page, but I don't want to stamp it on blank white paper, so I decided I used that leftover paper where I cleaned my brush before and where I also cleaned the stamps. I will cut that flower out, and as it has very fine lines and details, I also stamp it directly to the page, so I can cut it out directly on the black outline and I can cut away areas that are completely black, and that makes it much easier to stick it to the page. I use gel medium to stick the flower down. As the woodies are water soluble, you have to be a little bit careful not to smear the gel too much over the surface, and I just cover up the area with the flower, and here I'm sticking it in. I want to add some color to the flower as well, and therefore I'm using a Pit Artist pen. It works perfect on the gel medium and it dries permanent, and it's also blendable in the beginning before it dries. To finish the page up, I'm writing some words with the Posca marker. I make some more marks on the page with the markers, and I also create some white dots with the white Posca marker. That was my page for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you see us next time. Bye!